Okay, so I'm about to share with you the Clifton strengths of a doTERRA double diamond. So I'm going to share these strengths with you for two reasons. Number one is I want to see if you've got any of this double diamond's strengths in your top 10, let me know. I want you to let me know because I want to use this strengths report to help you be more effective with your strengths. If you've got any of this double diamond's bottom strengths, which we're going to look at as well, if you got any of this person's bottom strengths as well, I want you to let me know so I can help you better let go of them. During this video, I'm going to break down this double diamond strength so you can understand how this double diamond is extremely effective with their strengths. This is somebody that I worked with privately for a brief little bit and help them understand how to use their strengths in their life, business, and so on. And what I want to do is I want to share with you what I told this person. Now, I'm going to keep the name of this person a mystery till the end of this video, only because I don't want you to place any kind of, and I'm going to keep saying this person. I'm not going to say if it's a man or a woman, right? I'm not going to tell you anything about this person other than their strengths. At least I hope I don't let it slip. Because I don't want you to see this person by anything other than their strengths. And the reason why that's so important is because I don't want anybody to see you in any other way other than your strengths. What's great about you. So if you are excited to see this breakdown and you want to watch me kind of go through this, let me know in the comments and share this video with others so you can kind of help get other people introduced to this concept of strengths. All right. So first off, let me make sure that everything is working good on my end. We've got a nice, comfortable, clean stream. Yep, we got good. We got good streaming. I'm going to go ahead and share this into my Unleash Your Strengths group inside of Facebook. And then I'm going to get started. So let me go ahead and, let's see, is it share to a page? Yes. No, not share to a page. I want to share it to a group. There it is, share to a group. All right, so I'm sharing this to the Unleash Your Strengths group in Facebook. If you're not a member of that group, go become a member now. There's a lot of great information I like to put in there. And we've got a great community inside the Unleash Your Strengths group. All right, it's time to go ahead and start breaking down these strengths reports. Now, remember a couple of rules about strengths that are important. The first thing is to understand that strengths is not about what you can or cannot do. So please let go of the comparison nonsense that people tend to do when they look at people's strengths reports. Let go of it completely because it has no relevance on whether or not you can or can't do the thing you want to do. So for example, if you want to build a doTERRA business, the last thing you want to do is compare yourself to this person. What you want to do out of this video is understand how strengths really works. And then if you've got a few strengths that this person has, utilize this information I'm going to give you to help you get some insight in how you can be more successful in your life and doTERRA business. So before I even begin, for those of you that are watching live or in the recording, I want you to let me know one thing right now. What is your number 5 strength? Now, when you tell me what your number 5 strength is, I want you to go to your strengths report and pull out one of the short or long descriptions or whatever the descriptions are of that strength. I want you to read it, take a look at it, understand it, and tell me in the comments below, what does that strength mean to you? Now, the reason I'm having you do that is because although Gallup is genius and brilliant and has all the great information about your strengths, what they don't understand is how you use that strength report different than anybody else who has that strength, right? So understand that if your number 5 strength is, let's say, harmony, then you use it differently than anybody else. And the reason why I'm having you do the number 5 is because it's what I call your anchor strength. It's your most important. This is the key to unlocking all of your strengths authentically in a way that's unique, in a way that Gallup and me and the rest of the world cannot help you define. So let me know what your number 5 strength is. Put in the comments, and then of course, tell me what the description of that strength means to you when you understand that strength. Okay, time to the strengths of a doTERRA double diamond revealed. So like I said, I'm going to keep saying this person, and I'm going to share who this person is like towards the very, very end of this video, because I don't want you to see this person in any other way than their strengths. Because my friends, you are not your gender, you are not your age, you are not your nationality, you are not your name, you're not your where you're from. You are not any of those things. You are simply the infinitely unique being that is laid out clearly step by step in each of your top strengths. Okay. Now, by the way, as you can see down below, I am going to keep their 34th strength secret because I want you to play a little game with me. As I am describing this person up and down, backwards and forwards, I want you to put your guess in what you think their number 34 strength is. So before we get started on this, let me just kind of give you a few rules so that you can play the game well. These top strengths here represent what I call the zone of genius. This is their best self. And whatever I do is, and I try to teach everybody how to do this so you understand strengths more simply, is I understand this person's core values, where everything must begin. And how we do that is we take a look at the domains. So I'm going ahead and I'm putting in the first letter of each of the domains here in the strengths report. Now, for those of you that are watching in person or on the recording, tell me right now, what is this person's dominant domain? Because when you know a person's dominant domain, you know how they do things best, where their zone of genius is, where they stay best. Now, every time you do this, you also have to understand that there's a certain aspect of being that they should avoid. In other words, when you see a heaviness of one category, then it's good for this person to avoid a heavy focus on another category to keep in their best self. So let's just do the math. It's real simple. We've got 1, right? This is an I. Sorry, I drew that kind of funky. We got 2. We got 3, 4, and 5 of the what's called influencing strengths. 5 influencing, which means that this person first loves to do everything in a way that honors their desire to move people forward. That means that they love to do things in a way that establishes where a person is, where they want to go, how they want to get there, and how they want the influencer, in this case, this person, to help them get there. This is a dominant. This means that everything begins with inspiration, motivation, breaking through barriers, recognizing and admitting that there are limits and that our job is to push through them. Part of this person's core values is that we are never good or finished. What I mean by good is we're never finished. We're never done. We're never good enough, as in to stop growing. This person's core values are, if you're 90 years old and you're still up and about and doing things, then you still have forward movement to do. In other words, always be moving forward, right? That means that when you have a person like this, especially with strengths like maximizer, that means that it's very oftentimes people around them can tend to feel like they're not enough, only because the person with these kinds of strengths can often, not always in this situation, but can often forget or just neglect to give people credit for where they are. Because the truth is, a person with strengths like this doesn't often do that with themselves. Typically, commonly, usually. Now, the person who's got these strengths report, I know them personally. They're a very good friend of mine, someone I respect incredibly. And so some of the things I'm saying doesn't 100% apply to that person. But generally speaking, strengths like this is what you will see. Now, that's the first thing. That's influencing. Okay, so I know that they do best when it's all about moving forward and getting from one place to the next. Now, the second thing you're going to see in here, which is important to point out, is this here. There's 3 E's. These are executing strengths. And when a person has 3 of anything, we've got to acknowledge it. Okay, very simply, we've got to acknowledge it. That means that in order to move forward, this person feels like that process must be step by step, consistent, routine, predictable, right? Predictable. This is a person who prefers things to be set up. Okay. So how do they build their business? It's about inspiration, challenging, motivation, accountability, step-by-steps, check-ins, list making, expectations clearly laid out, and so on, right? And so ultimately, when a person like this is we'll say, doing a network marketing business, there's two different roles. There's two different roles that people can play in network marketing. There's people who attend the fireplace or sit around not the fireplace. There's people that attend the fire, what is it? Not the fire pit or the fireside. I keep wanting to say fireside. The campfire, okay? There's people that come to the campfire, and there's people who are the campfire. And can you tell what this one is? What do you think this person is? Are they the person who comes to the campfire, or are they the campfire themselves? All right. Now, by the way, in your network marketing business, both we'll call it, both identities are very helpful and needed. Okay. So just FYI, not one is not more important than the other, but some people want to be the campfire and some people want to attend the campfire. So I want you to tell me right now, what do you think? Is this person the campfire, or are they attending the campfire? Right? Where does their energy and joy come? Okay. So there's a couple of things, right? You can tell there's an intensity here. There's a dramatic intensity, especially when you look at their number 5, which is their most important strength. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is maximizer. So everything this person does, like I said, is about taking what is and making it better, improving. Always be improving. That's this person's motivator, right? Always be improving. Never enough. Never stop moving forward. Never hold yourself back. Always be looking for the next level to achieve. You have to understand that when a person lives like this, for them personally, this is uplifting. This is joyful. This is inspiring. This keeps them challenged and wanting to be better always. And it makes them happy to be that way. And there are other people that won't understand that, right? There are other people that won't understand that. And because they don't understand it, they look at it like it's bad. But the truth is, it's bad for them to be that way because they don't have that strength. So when you got a person who's got maximizer at number 5, or really anywhere in their top 10, help them realize that they are not crazy just because they are always improving, always trying to reach the next step. And maximizers really struggle around being around people who keep living in their limitations. They really struggle with it. Okay, so that's their number 1 most important strength to focus on. The second most important strength to focus on is number 1. In this case, it's strategic. So why is strategic the second? Well, because maximizer honors the core values of the strengths at whole, right? As a whole, from 1 to 10, as a whole, this person is a maximizer through and through. And number 1, strategic, is like their first step towards that maximizing. So what is strategic? Strategic is seeing multiple different ways of getting from where we are to where we want to be. In this case, the maximizer looks at strategic as saying, I'm going to improve. Now I'm going to look at the many, many different ways to improve and pick one that is strategic. So maximizer, strategic. First, I know I got to improve. Second, I'm going to pick multiple different ways to get there. Okay. So for those of you that are my strengths loving friends, tell me right now, what are some other things that you're recognizing about this person's strengths in their top 10? Put them in the comments. Let's keep this conversation going. Now, remember, when a person has significance very high, this is another thing I want to point out quickly, is that there is a purpose, we'll call it a mission, if you will, a genuine global kind of big picture, the world must change kind of purpose, which brings on a lot of responsibility and core values, right? So understand when a person has significance really high as well, there's a lot of personal responsibility they take in the things that they need to do for themselves and other people. Okay, so let's get to the bottom strengths real quick. Consistency is a bottom strength, of course. Hold on one second. Okay, so consistency is a bottom strength, which means that you have to understand that this consistency strength is a draining process for this person. Now, some of you might be wondering, how could a person who is so successful in a network marketing business, who has to be quote unquote consistent, check a text I just sent you. No. Okay, so look at the bottom strength and ask yourself, why would a person who's got this much success in network marketing have consistency low. This was one of the strengths this person and I talked about over and over again. I'm going to show you a short video clip where this person is talking about how when they're launching new builders, how consistency has to be a low strength. It has to be in order for this person to honor a core value. We'll get to that in a minute. So I'm going to leave that a secret until we get to it. Deliberative is about overthinking. When you've got deliberative low, it's about overthinking. Restorative is about fixing things that are broken. This is a low strength for this person. So if this person believes they have to fix things, their business will not grow at the level that they want it. Context is about the past, focusing on the past, dwelling on the past. Making decisions based on the past is not an energizing process. By the way, I find context low for a lot of doTERRA wellness advocates, especially not just the successful ones who are high ranking, but also those that are just starting out. So if you're a doTERRA wellness advocate and you got context low, consider yourself part of a pretty large group of people that do doTERRA as a business. All right, it's time now to share with you this person's bottom strength. Okay, so if you haven't guessed it, take a look at these top strengths. Remember, it's about forward movement. It's about inspiration and challenging and moving forward and overcoming obstacles and really not worrying about whether or not people are accepting you. Because when you have belief and responsibility and significance, you got stuff to do. And this person's got a lot of what I call judgy strengths. So if you got a lot of judgy strengths like this that are very intense and forward moving and about challenging limits and so on, you tend to not be the most, we'll just say, inclusive one of the group. That's right. This person's 34th strength is includer, which means it does not energize this person to be focused on making sure that everyone feels involved, feels in part of the group, feels feels welcomed and so on. And the reason is because most people don't want to be challenged. Most people don't want to be part of something that's constantly challenging them to move forward. Like I said, this person's got a mission. And so what I did with this person here is I asked her to do a private networking workshop with me, a boot camp with me a short while back. And what this person did was they jumped on a boot camp and taught my entire group how to network more effectively to find really qualified builders for their doTERRA business. So this person did a 1 hour long boot camp to be a more effective networker. Then I spent 1 hour with her breaking down her strengths with the group so that everyone can see how she was doing this business totally authentically. And then we did a Q&A where we had everybody come in and answer questions. Now, if you want access to those videos for free, just give me a minute and I'll share with you how to get them. Now, what I'd like to do is share with you the little breakdown that I did with her within the group. Okay, so I'm. You can all see whether or not, obviously not exciting. For her to overthink. Hence, she's like, the second she overthought something, she goes, who can I reach out to help me deal with this? This is a thing for all people with low deliberative. Instead of overthinking, reach out to someone to help you, right? Move past whatever it is that's holding you back. She reached out to me in that story, just like I reached out to her. It's deliberative is low for me too, right? For me to overthink networking was a terrible waste of time. To just reach out to someone like Melody, that was the smartest thing for a low deliberative to do. And then, of course, with consistency, I want you all to pay attention to that. For those of you who have this weird prejudice with consistency, she's got it at 30. So having consistency at 30 means nothing when it comes to whether or not you can be consistent. This has to do with how Melody views the world, in particular, how she views individuals. Consistency is low because she prefers to focus on the uniqueness of an individual and not group people. These people are interested and these people are not. It's just, why are you interested? Why aren't you interested? Let me focus on you and your individual needs versus treating you like anybody else. Okay, does that make sense?
I can tell you, I launch everybody really differently. So people are like, how do you launch your people? And for me, like, it depends on the person. So like, yes, I launched them at retreat and I give them their 8-week thing, but like some people I'm going to put on the daily mentor calls, and some people I'm like, let's create a bundle and a link. Like, we're just getting right to it. You know what I mean? So everybody's different how I launch depending on who they are.
Okay. So Melody did a really wonderful networking boot camp. And so I'm going to actually give you this video absolutely free, the whole boot camp. So you'll be able to get Melody's boot camp where she walks you through how she finds really, really amazing builders, people to build their business with her, is how she got to Double Diamond. So this effective networking boot camp is what she did. And then we spent a good hour breaking down how she uses her strengths in her business. Then we did a 30-minute Q&A where people got to ask her questions and we got to talk about it. And so you get that for free. You also get this other boot camp that I'm going to be breaking down later of online marketing. Now, there's another very popular high-level ranking doTERRA wellness advocate who's created a very effective online marketing program. Now, this person, I'm not going to say who, he or she, but this person, I'm going to be breaking down their strengths tomorrow. And this person's got this online marketing boot camp where we did the same thing. This person basically showed you how to build a business online. Then we broke down this person's strengths and we did a Q&A. I also did another one with somebody on how they specifically step-by-step launch new builders. So that's a launch new builders boot camp. And this person did an hour walking all of us through specifically step-by-step how they do it. We broke down this person's strengths and we did a Q&A. This is another boot camp that you're going to get for free. The other one is how to attract your tribe online boot camp. So I got another very powerful, very successful doTERRA leader to show you how they attract their tribe online. Same thing, an hour-long boot camp, an hour-long breakdown of their strengths, and a 30-minute Q&A where we got to ask this person's question. Here's another one, a Find Your Niche boot camp. So there's a very powerful leader who reached the rank of what's called Founder 2.0, focusing on one specific niche. And they will teach you for a whole hour how to find your niche, how to focus on it, lean on it. We broke down this person's strengths and did a Q&A. This is another boot camp you're going to get for free. I got another one, how to relaunch your business. For those of you that right now maybe are stuck stagnant or been stuck stagnant for a long time and just feel like you have to relaunch your doTERRA business because you got to start all over again. If you feel like that, we've got a great leader who put together a 1-hour training on how to relaunch. And of course, we broke down their strengths and helped them with a Q&A as well. So cool. So you get all 6 of these boot camps for free today. And all you got to do is get your ticket to the live event that I'm doing on September 17th. You can either get your ticket to watch it in person and get food and trainings all day long on how to build your business and how to use your strengths using video marketing and leadership, recruiting, and all those things. You got some other bonuses that are coming to you as well. So you go to this link right here, get your tickets to my live event, either live stream or in person, and you get all 6 of those boot camps for a limited time only. For just a limited time only. You're going to want to move quickly because I'm going to be taking this offer off the plate. Now, for those of you that have already purchased your tickets to the live event, check your email. You already got it. It's coming. So y'all, go get your tickets now to Unleash Your Strengths Live, and you can be able to get all 6 of these boot camps now for free as a bundle, as well as a whole training on how to find builders, a whole training on how to invite people to your trainings and programs. I've also got a very special video marketing training coming up next week that I'm announcing tomorrow. And that training is going to be free for you as well. And then in August, I'm going to teach you how to understand and use your strengths in your life and business. So my friends, go right now. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up again. Go get your tickets right now to IamUnleashed.com/UYS Live 2024. Come hang out with us. Either watch it on live stream or in person. And everybody that gets their tickets gets all the recordings as a bonus added in. My goodness, this is amazing. I can't wait to see you all there. We'll see you all on the next video. Bye, everybody.